Howdy everyone, it's me Benjamin from Benjamin's Outdoor Adventures. Sorry for the lighting and all that. So today's episode of Hunting Fictional Beasts, we're going over whitespikes from the TV show War of Tomorrow. Now I did do the crappy diagram right here. We're going to be going over what type of hunting you would be doing with this creature, how you would hunt something like this, the meat, how it is, cartridges you might use, and if this would be a commercial or personal hunting game, if it could be used for materials, whatnot. But let's get into this. Now, the white spike is a hard-plated, six-legged creature. I'm not sure if it's classified as a mammal, reptile, uh, whatever it is. All I know, it's an alien creature that came to Earth and is killing people. Now, I did watch the show a little bit. I watched small fragments. And apparently, a guy with 338 Lapua was able to punch through the skull, and AR-15s and M16s weren't able to punch it. No duh. That's 5.56 compared to 338 Lapua. That's a 200 grain projectile versus a 55 grain projectile. Okay, let me. And to explain further on that, I did say I was going to explain cartridges. 5.56 or 223 is a small caliber munition going real fast. It's good for hunting small game, but it's actually illegal here in the United States, or at least illegal here in Texas, to hunt medium and large game animals with 5.56, 223. It's illegal for that because it's too small of a caliber and would be considered a cruel and torturous hunting implement here in Texas. Small game only with 223 or 5.56. And if you get caught using that gun on a thing, even if it's an invasive creature like a pig, your ass is getting arrested. Fucking hair. Anyway, but going off of that again, from what I can tell, it's a very bony, large creature that has 6 legs, armor plating, and 2 tentacle tails that shoot bony projectiles. Man, that sounds so close to a hentai. Sorry. I wonder how Alteori would view this video. Back on track. So a creature like this, let's go over hunting real quick. Because of how it is and such a large caliber is needed to hunt the creature, it would probably be more for commercial hunting than individual hunting or private citizen hunting. Such as me, I'd probably have to sign up with a hunting crew or a commercial crew to hunt this animal, or a management team for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Services to hunt these creatures. Now, going off of just how it is, it has 2 front limbs that look like praying mantis arms or something like that. Something that looks like it's meant for picking things. It has large teeth, and they're serrated, it looks like. And it has a skull plate-like head, and it uses its mouth to throw things. I haven't really seen it eat, so I can't tell if it eats a lot or not. But I would imagine a creature of that size, similar to a cow, would have to eat half its body weight just to survive. And things like that. It has 2 rear legs that act more like front or fore legs on a regular animal, and 2 hind legs that are its main legs that allow it to jump real high and sprint like a bat out of hell. Also, the 2 tentacles on its back apparently shoot the bony projectiles, like I said earlier, so it'd probably be something interesting. And it has spiking protrusions along its back, which interesting. So a creature like this, how would you hunt it? Well, a guy in the show using 338 was able to kill it head on. So let's just base 338 as the minimum cartridge needed for this animal. And let's base it off a herd animal that drives in huge herds coming down. You can't drive it from the rear, you have to lure it through a kill zone, and something like this, you would have to do what is known as valley or porched drive hunting, which a lot of people do. I know in Wisconsin, Idaho, Illinois, they do that quite a bit. But for something like this, you would have to go in extreme mountain regions like Utah, Arizona, Nevada, West Texas, Colorado. Those areas would have to be along the Rocky Mountain and Morrison Ranges, somewhere around there, or the Chihuahua Ranges, something around there, to actively hunt that creature, especially in New Mexico. You have to pick either a sharp or a U valley, like this, to hunt that creature. Drive it, have someone in a car or a buggy driving down 90 miles an hour in the middle of here, right here in the middle of the valley, and have you guys situated along the valley sides, hidden, and have some way to make sure it funnels the creature down into the valley, and then lay down fire on top. And because there's so many of them in such a large amount of numbers, you would have to use a lot of guys and semi-automatics. You can't do pump actions, you can't do bolt actions, no lever actions. Those things are not going to do what you want them to do in that situation. You would have to use either semi-auto or full auto guns, which again makes it to a commercial hunting or a state or hunting system similar to herd population control, things like that you would have to do for that creature. And because how it is, and since it can shoot bone spikes out of its two tails, you would have to use either ballistic blinds or be in a bunker of some kind, or a rock out facing, or a rock bunker of some kind to protect yourself. I'm going to quote Bird Gummer here on this one. If you're driving those animals through a valley, you need to use full auto, preferably belt fed machine guns in large caliber between 338 and let's say 80 caliber, or 14.7 millimeter or 23 millimeter guns like a Vulcan or something, 25 millimeter too maybe. So going off of 338, that's a large powerful round, okay? And they do make semi-auto 338s and some full autos. So something like that, you'd have to be posted in the valley, have the guy draw them down, lure them down, and wait till you get to not the front of the herd, but the first third or first part of the herd. Leave the head of the herd going forward, and then line in and have guys go over a spread web attack. Here's the valley, here's your guys, spread out, and fire within that range. And while they do that, you angle these sides even more to get the ones coming in, bring them in, take them out. So 338, let's call that the baseline. Maybe 5.7 Martini Henry might work, or 6.5. Not 6.5 Creedmoor, 65 caliber Bushmaster, 50 Beowulf. No, I don't think 50 Beowulf would work really. 8 millimeter, maybe not. Or 13.7 millimeter, that's 50 caliber basically. 13.7 by 23 millimeter might work. No. 13.7 by 45 millimeter will work. Or the German Tankgewehr gun caliber would work. That's, what was it? That's 13.8 millimeter? Somewhere around there, 13.5 or 13.8 millimeter. Somewhere around that dimension caliber. Have it in a full auto or semi-auto fashion with large magazines, large belts. Would preferably work. Now let us talk about the meat of this animal. Now, looking at it, now this is a crappy drawing, like always. You have the 3 limbs on the side, or the 6 limbs total, the 2 tentacles, the head, and the breastplate area, which seems to be very muscular and thick, so it might be like a bird of some kind. Going off of that, water. Fifth time doing this video, my throat's dry. But going off of how it looks, you probably have to shoot within the first part of the area, right behind the first limb, and in front of the up 2 rear limbs, somewhere around that area, or maybe around the neck, would be the optimal kill shot for this creature. Just thinking about that, thinking like a normal hunter. Now, the tentacles do shoot shit, so the tentacles will most likely be a waste or a tough fertilizer meat, something you'd have to throw away. The hide apparently is really tough, so you have to use, so the hide is going to be worth something to commercial companies. Most of your meat is probably going to be like frog legs type of deal. You're probably going to get most of your meat from the legs and the breastplate only. You can't really get back straps because of armor plating and how it is, so you're probably not going to want that. The breastplate, the legs, and maybe the neck muscles are probably where you're going to be wanting to get your meat from. As for what the meat might be like or how it tastes like, I can't really say for real, but assuming that it's a very active predator meat, it's probably going to be like a lion or coyote, where it has a lot of ammonia or a very acidic meat, a very raunchy meat, meaning it's probably going to be very thick, dense, and it's probably going to have a reeking smell when you cook it and not taste very good. So I couldn't recommend the eating portion of it. But commercial for just the hide, the bones, the heads, that's probably going to be one you want. And if you're doing it as a private guy hunting them just to have something, well, I cannot recommend a North American mount. I would have to recommend a European skull mount, as that would be much easier, because to remove the hide and preserve the flesh, the hair, and the skull for a North American mount, you would have to be using some serious chemicals on that, and I would not recommend that. So European mount, flesh out the skull, just leave the skull intact. That's going to be your best bet to hang it on your wall. So a creature like this, it would be very difficult to hunt. It'd probably be commercial or government-sponsored hunting. It'd probably be a very expensive hunting hobby. The meat's probably going to be very ammonia filled, or it's going to be very acidic to the palate. It's probably not going to taste or smell very good. So it's probably going to be primarily a trophy commercial hunting animal, something to hunt for commercial uses, especially for the hide or the bones, or to sell skulls on the side of the road and the teeth on the side of the road. Something along those lines for the average person to buy, but it's not going to be a private hunting thing. It's going to be commercial, like I just said. But overall, it would be a very interesting animal to hunt, if not a very dangerous animal to hunt. More dangerous than lions. So that's my take on it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. If you want me to go over a different animal, you would like a different fictional animal you'd like me to go over on how you could possibly hunt it, what type of caliber, or how it might taste, let me know. I'll spawn as quick as I can and make a video as quick as I can. Thank you.